Get ready for an epic journey into the heart of the new FC Barcelona. This 2025 to 2026 season, the Blaugrana team is not just aiming to dominate Spain, but to conquer Europe with a project that is revolutionizing football. How has Hansi Flick transformed the team? What tactical secrets lie behind his pre-season? And why is Lamine Yamal, wearing the number 10, destined to be the soul of this unstoppable machine? Hansi Flick, a leader with a vision. When Hansi Flick arrived on Barcelona's bench, he didn't come with empty promises or grand speeches. He came with a plan, a surgical vision, and an obsession to restore the club to the pinnacle of world football. Last season, with 3 titles under his belt, the Super Cup, La Liga, and the Copa del Rey, Flick proved he wasn't just a transitional coach. What he is building now is much bigger. This isn't a Barcelona that survives on individual talent or moments of inspiration. It's a team designed to dominate, to suffocate its rivals, and to restore the fear that Camp Nou once imposed on Europe. How is he achieving this? It all starts with a mentality that accepts no excuses. Flick has established a culture of absolute demand. From day one, he made it clear that in his Barcelona, there is no room for complacency. Every training session is a test, every match a statement of intent. The players quickly understood. Punctuality is sacred, physical effort is non-negotiable, and unexcused absences have consequences. But it's not just about discipline. Flick has brought a philosophy that combines the cool DNA, that love for the ball and positional play, with a modern European mentality where intensity, versatility, and tactical intelligence are just as important. Marcus Rashford, the tactical masterstroke. The announcement of Marcus Rashford as Barcelona's new player sent shockwaves through the transfer market. A winger with diabolical speed, physical power, and a direct goal-scoring flair from the Premier League. But beyond the media hype, his arrival is a masterstroke. Rashford isn't here to be a lone star, he's here to enhance a system that was already forming. With his experience in the English elite and international competitions, he brings something Barcelona desperately needed: depth in attack and tactical versatility. Picture this: Rashford storming down the left flank, breaking through defenses with his change of pace or cutting inside to combine with midfielders. His ability to play as a pure winger, second striker, or even a false 9 gives Flick a range of options that few coaches in Europe can boast. But most importantly, it's how he integrates with the rest of the team. Lamine Yamal, with the number 10, will no longer be alone in his forays. Rafinha, who shone last season as a modern playmaker, now has more freedom to move between the lines without the pressure of being the sole creator. And Lewandowski, the predator in the box, finds in Rashford an ally who stretches rival defenses, opening spaces for his lethal movements. In pre-season training, the fruits of this integration are already visible. Rashford doesn't just bring goals, he brings controlled chaos. His speed forces rivals to stretch, leaving spaces that midfielders like PEDRI or Dani Olmo exploit with surgical precision. In a friendly match against Bayern Munich, Rashford showed his credentials: a goal after beating the fullback, an assist after a 40-meter sprint, and a play where he combined with Yamal to leave Lewandowski one-on-one with the goalkeeper. This is the kind of impact Flick was looking for, a player who not only brings goals but amplifies the collective threat. But that's not all. Rashford's arrival solves a chronic problem for Barcelona: the lack of depth on the bench. In past seasons, when Yamal or Rafinha rested, the offensive level dropped. Now, Flick can make rotations without fear. Rashford can come on as a substitute, lead the attack in rotated matches, or even share the starting lineup with other wingers without the team losing its bite. This transfer isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for a schedule that promises more than 60 matches, with the Champions League as the great obsession. Lamine Yamal, the number 10 who ignites the spark. If there's one name on everyone's lips, it's Lamine Yamal. At just 18 years old, this young prodigy has taken on the club's most iconic jersey, the number 10, and wears it with a confidence that borders on the supernatural. This isn't the Yamal who debuted at 15 as a timid promise. He is a leader in the making, a player who understands the weight of the jersey and is ready to write his own chapter in Barcelona's history. In the first pre-season friendly against Vissel Kobe in Japan, Yamal didn't just play. He dominated with sharp dribbles, line-breaking passes, and movements that destabilized the opposing defense. But it wasn't just his talent that caught attention, it was his maturity. Every touch of the ball had a purpose, every run a goal. In the second match against FC Seoul, he raised the stakes: 2 goals with his deadly left foot, an assist for Lewandowski, and a presence that screamed leadership. "I know what this number means, and I don't intend to hide," Yamal declared during his presentation as the new number 10. And he proves it. Flick doesn't see him as a promise, but as the creative axis of the team. That's why he has given him total tactical freedom within a structured system. Yamal starts on the right wing but isn't confined there. He can drift into the center, act as a false nine, or combine with midfielders to create numerical superiority. His left foot, change of pace, and game vision make him the lockpicker Flick needs for tight Champions League matches, where rivals retreat with 9 players behind the ball. But what makes Yamal special isn't just his talent, it's his ability to connect with the rest of the team. With Rafinha, he forms a deadly duo. While one pins down the defenses, the other breaks them from within. With Rashford, he creates a perfect balance, as the Englishman's speed opens up spaces that Yamal exploits with precision. And with Lewandowski, the connection is almost telepathic. Yamal creates, Louis executes. In training, Flick works on plays where Yamal combines in tight spaces with the pole, surges into the box, and looks for the return pass or the rebound. It's a partnership that promises goals and spectacle. Yamal doesn't just wear the number 10, he redefines it. He is not Messi, he is not Ronaldinho, he is not Rivaldo. He is Lamine Yamal, and at just 18 years old, he is ready to be the face of a new era. But can he handle the pressure of being the center of the project, or will it be too much for such a young boy? This is the big question looming over Camp Nou. PEDRI and Frenkie, the brains of the new Barcelona. Hansi Flick's Barcelona doesn't just shine with its lethal wingers or European ambition. Its true engine lies in the center of the field. Pedri Gonzalez and Frenkie de Jong are not just players. They are the architects of a tactical revolution that is redefining how the Blaugrana team thinks and executes football. Flick didn't come to Barcelona to impose a rigid scheme but to unleash intelligence. And in Pedri and Frenkie, he found the perfect minds to orchestrate his plan. This 2025 to 2026 season, Barcelona's midfield is not just a passing zone. It's the core where the magic is prepared, where matches are won even before the ball reaches the box. Let's break down how these two geniuses, with Flick's system, are transforming Barcelona into a team that not only plays but thinks faster than its rivals. When Flick took the reins, he didn't ask for stellar transfers for the midfield. Instead, he studied heat maps, analyzed passing patterns, and realized something crucial. Barcelona already had 2 of the best midfielders in the world but wasn't using them correctly. Pedri, overloaded with creative tasks, ended up exhausted or injured. Frenkie, stuck in a positional role, couldn't unleash his vision and dynamism. Flick didn't bring in new names. He redesigned the system so that both could shine like never before. In this new Barcelona, the midfield is an engine room where every pass has an intention and every movement has a consequence. Flick has built a dynamic triangle with Frenkie as the base, Pedri as the connector, and a third midfielder, sometimes Fermin or Dani Olmo, who brings depth and pressure. This mechanism doesn't just control the pace of the game, it manipulates it. The key lies in their complementarity. Frenkie reads the game like a chess player, always one move ahead, while Pedri turns these ideas into actions that destabilize defenses. Together, they don't just circulate the ball, they move the opponent. In pre-season, this dynamic was already clear. Against Tottenham in a friendly match, Frenkie broke the lines with a 30-meter dribble, drew 3 defenders, and delivered a pass that left Pedri alone in front of the box. Pedri, with surgical precision, threaded a ball for Yamal to finish. It wasn't a move rehearsed 1,000 times, but the structured freedom that Flick offers them. This midfield doesn't play on instinct, it plays with a plan, and this plan makes rivals tremble even before the season begins. Robert Lewandowski, the predator who turns ideas into goals. If Lamine Yamal is the spark and Pedri with Frenkie are the brains, Robert Lewandowski is the guillotine. At his age, the Pole remains one of the best strikers in the world, and in Flick's system, his role is deadlier than ever. He isn't asked to run for 90 minutes or drop back to create play. His mission is clear, to be in the right place and finish with surgical precision. Lewandowski doesn't just bring goals, he brings intelligence. His ability to pin down central defenders, read runs, and attack the box with millimeter-perfect movements makes him the perfect complement to Barcelona's attack. In pre-season, his connection with Yamal and Rashford is already evident. Against FC Seoul, Yamal threaded a pass between the lines, and Lewandowski, with a short run, finished first time. In another match against Tottenham, Rashford opened up the defense with a sprint, and Louis finished a cross at the far post. These actions are not the result of chance, but of a system that maximizes his strengths. Flick has worked on specific plays to exploit Lewandowski. One of them is the 1-2. Yamal or PEDRI combine in short passes with Louis, who returns the ball and attacks the box looking for the final pass. This dynamic was seen in a friendly match against Inter, where Lewandowski scored 2 goals after quick combinations with PEDRI. Moreover, his presence in the box forces rivals to leave spaces that Yamal, Rashford, or Rafinha exploit. In a match against Arsenal, Louis drew the central defenders, leaving Yamal free to shoot from outside the box. But what makes Lewandowski special in this Barcelona is his mentality. Flick has turned him into a silent leader, someone who not only scores but inspires. In training, he is seen correcting the young players, demanding precision in their passes. His experience in Champions League nights is an asset that Flick values highly. When the Camp Nou trembles in a decisive match, Lewandowski will be the man who keeps his calm and turns pressure into goals, facing Europe's giants.